we start the video, I just want to let you know that I do have a Patreon, and it's the only way to keep this channel alive. If you want to be a member of my Patreon, it's in the link in the description down below. In order to react to videos like these, since this is a Patreon requested video, I have to let you guys know, you only be a member, you have to be a Hobidon hero or a Hobidon protector on my Patreon. This allows you to request for videos in the future and maybe some artwork. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys get the message, and like I said, if you want to request a video, you got to be a member on my Patreon. That's the only way to do so. And it's in this link in the description down below. Now, enough of that. Let's get on to the reaction, shall we? And I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and let's get this started. What is up, YouTube? Frost the Hobidon here, and today we are back with another reaction video. This is a Patreon request by Nevin Punzel. It is the Batman Beyond Return of the Joker movie review, and it is by Shado. Shado. There's no W in the end, so it'd been easier to just call it Shado, but Shado. Oh well. Anywho, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can check out this guy's review on it. I think I've seen this guy before, but yeah. But thank you, Nevin Punzel, for sending me this video requested on Patreon. And like I said, if you want to request a video that you want me to react to, you got to be a member of my Patreon. Or if you can't do that on the Hobidon Protector tier, that's where you do request videos. You can just support the channel. You can support my Patreon just for $1 a month on the basic tier, the Hobidon Cub Scout. Or if you want to be a Hobidon member or join the Hobidon squad, you can hit that join button. That will help my channel alive, keep my channel alive for more videos. It's to let you know that let YouTube know that I'm still active, that I'm still here, giving you guys wonderful reaction videos and hopefully live streams, and hopefully in the future make some content that I want to create personally. So I do want to create content, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of time on my hands, and I can only do reaction videos because I have a job, basically a job that keeps me away from artwork. Alrighty, now you know the gist of it. Let's get on to reaction, shall we? In 3, 2, 1. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and go.
I wish I were dead.
How you doing, killer?
What a way to start the video, huh? A Batman.
Yeah, rough night for me too.
Oh.
Hello, World Wide Web.
Oh.
I'm Joker Shado, the internet personality with a
Hey,
best
Shado.
sense of humor. Take, for instance, the recent passing
Joker
of longtime
costume.
Batman voice actor Kevin Conroy. No, that's not funny. But it's absolutely hilarious to see content
Rest in
creators
peace, Kevin
scramble to put
Conroy.
out videos and statements to honor the former Batman. Much as he was fantastic at what he did and deserves recognition, we all know it's just to get a few more clicks of ad revenue off of the old man's legacy.
Pretty much.
Such as I am doing today with a review of Batman Beyond Return of the Joker.
People getting a few clicks on the old man's legacy. At least they show how much they respect the guy. Can't on the Dark Knight. Can't say the same thing for WB, as they do not care for their content, and they don't care about their DC characters. You can they do not care. Warner Brothers do not care about their DC characters. Blue Beetle. You know what I mean. At the very end. Okay, let's get on to it.
This is a straight-to-video animated movie released way back in 2000. What's
and it's still one of the best movies ever.
This is Batman
Animated
Beyond,
movies
a crazy sci-fi
back then for DC
Gotham
were better
City,
than live action.
where dear old Brucey has grown old and decrepit, so he has a new lackey to take the role of Batman and fight crime, which runs into a bit of a snag when the Joker returns. In the flesh and in the future. So, let's fire up Batman Beyond Return of the Joker and see if the old man can even do anything about it. Well, first of all, Gotham City looks like Mega City 1, as this story takes place all the way in the year 2039. And I'm sure that will all be whipped up in the 17 years they have left to do it. This future vision is making me almost as nostalgic as the 4:3 aspect ratio. Starting off with a bang, Woof, the Hyena Man, played by Frank Welker, breaks into Gotham shipping along with more of the Jokers. Ghoul, played by Michael Rosenbaum, Chucko, played by Don Harvey, and the Dee Dees, both played by Melissa Joan Hart, and dear old Bonk, played by Henry Rollins. They're here to steal some heavy equipment,
Bonk.
which unfortunately gets the attention of a certain spandex-bedecked buzzkill.
It's a school night, boys and girls. I'm gonna have
I
to
still
call
love
your
this
folks.
suit.
The Batman of the
I
future.
still love this suit,
he's
guys.
snarky, he's scrawny, and he's played by Will Friedle, who I personally recognize from My Little Pony as the voice of Glitter Cupcake. Sadly, this
I
new
did
generation
not know
just
that.
doesn't have the gusto to deal with even an inexperienced Batfake, and the ensuing chaos merely works as a means to establish both the Batman is tricked out with all kinds of wonderful toys, thanks in no small part to the super technology of future Gotham, but
That's
the poor
true.
Jokers are woefully ineffective.
I mean, he has to
the
upgrade the
Dees
suit.
do manage to get the upper hand and kick that pointy-eared punching bag around for a while, but he's relentless, and that fool Bonk releases his craft from the rather heavy item they were stealing. One thing leads to another, and Chucko is left to try and salvage what little he can from it before the inevitable happens.
Of course.
Kids these days
I
can't
know.
commit the slightest larceny without it blowing up in their faces.
That ain't coming out of my allowance.
Yeah. You ain't paying for it.
And here's a fine joke for you. This opening credits sequence here was supposed to be set to the Batman running around Gotham, Batmaning here, Batmaning there, doing all kinds of Batman things.
Yeah.
But they ran into a bit of a snag when the
Yeah. Oh, really?
animation budget came up a little short, so...
Oh.
Instead we get a lovely black screen. Real top operation you're running here, Dubs.
I mean, the music is fun and all, but I gotta censor that. I gotta interrupt the music because, copyrights and crap.
Excuse me, how? That kid was like 10 when this movie came out. Oh, excuse
I might
me,
have to
I
add a
forgot
blue
carry
filter
age.
to this.
Continuing our tale, we are brought to the Batcave, where the real Batman still resides. Old Bruce Wayne, played by
Good
Kevin
old Brucey.
Conroy. He and the Bat Hound, Ace, played by Frank Welker, are approached by Neo-Batman,
Wait.
Terry McGinnis.
I got Frank Welker, the voice actor of Fred from the Scooby-Doo, and who voices Scooby-Doo, who also plays Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in Epic Mickey, who is also also does the voice of Megatron from Transformers, the OG Megatron. I forgot he also does most of the animal voices. This man is a voice acting legend, and I'm kind of disappointed how the heck Mindy Kaling managed to get Frank Walker to voice Fred in that stupid, terrible, and I mean terrible. I'm sorry, I blanked. I'm so angry that I blanked out of existence. That terrible Velma show on HBO Max that he voices Fred's father. A little fan service there, but it's not enough to make this show great. The fact that she gets a freaking award from old man Joe Biden. Come on, Joe, you're getting old, man. I bet he doesn't even know who she is. Okay, I'm calm. I'm just a sad moments watching how bad that show is. I am calm. I am. I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm having sad moments of how bad that show is. Oh boy. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not. I don't have to remind them of this. Let's just watch Batman. We all love Batman. Let's just watch Batman and watch his review.
Who wonders why the Jokers seem to be upping their game from the usual petty muggings they're known for to jacking high-tech machinery.
They're probably fencing it. Corporate espionage is big business.
Yeah, well, so's healthcare, and I don't see the Jokers building emergency rooms. They're too busy filling them.
I know
It's
your
probably
cat is
not
relaxing
important
over
enough
there.
to talk about anymore anyway. The big news is that Bruce Wayne is coming out of retirement to return as acting CEO of Wayne Enterprises, much to the dismay of the former next in line, Jordan Price, played by Mark Hamill.
The day-to-day rigors of running a vast multinational conglomerate would be stressful, even for a young man. I hope Mr. Wayne is up to the challenge.
He's not bitter.
Is he though? I thought everyone in this town wanted to see Wayne finally get his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? They aren't too worried that this will be more than Brucey can handle. After all, he's got decades of experience burning the candle at both ends. Unlike our young
That's
Mr.
true.
McGinnis over here, who can't even keep his eyes open on the dance floor with his sweetheart, Dana, played by Lauren Tom. But while the Batman
tired.
sleeps, something is stirring at the old Jolly Jack candy factory. Something funny.
Losers. All of you. A disgrace to the name Joker.
The Joker in the flesh, played by
Yes, he
Mark
is.
Hamill,
Himself.
showing up the 12-minute mark, which is actually a lot later than it sounds when you consider the movie's only about an hour long. Bonk doesn't care for this treatment, it seems, and even questions whether the Joker has a plan or not.
I want out. If you insist.
Failing to take into account
I love
the
that
Joker always
terrifying
carries
face.
their firearm just in case.
I was just kidding.
So was I.
You think I'd pull a gun out for a silly joke in a YouTube video? In this day and age, it's not really a gun.
Oh, yeah, about that. Dead.
Oops. No, I wasn't.
It's really a knife. On that note, it's not time to mention that there's actually two different cuts of
that's
this
one
movie
way to
with certain changes
trick
between
YouTube.
the two. The original release is a nice, clean, family-friendly PG, while this here is the oh-so-scandalous PG-13. And that means some things are a little funnier.
We're with you.
Boys.
We're with you.
Bonk. Oh, right. Dead.
But if you remember the
Yeah.
PG, Cutbonk never died in that version. He and the old Joker just had a good old laugh together. And then
Oh, yeah, the
Bonk just
PG
never
version.
showed up
They
again for the
censored
rest
that.
of the movie. The body count rising helps ensure that Joker's got the rest of the gang on board, but they still need to get that high-tech thingy they failed to steal in the opening. Not to worry, future Gotham has plenty, but only one is really worth coming out of retirement for.
Security's gonna be tight.
Oh, yes. But think of the fun.
And even
Oh,
more than that,
I love
that
the
much XP
performance.
will be worth quite a few upgrade tokens. Especially as the event in question
Tokens.
is the ball celebrating Wayne's return as CEO.
Everyone is here. Well, everyone except Mr. Price, unfortunately.
Of course he's not
That's
going to
no
be there.
surprise.
But you
Yeah.
gotta keep his role in everything mysterious, and the easiest way to do
That's
that
no
is just to
surprise.
keep him in the back. Especially as things are really
They try to trick
heating
you
up.
that Price
Brucey's
is the
little
Joker.
speech is
If you know this
interrupted
movie.
by technical difficulties, and his security force is asleep on the job. Too bad, too, as they missed the big reveal.
Can't be. Oh, no. Your old eyes do not deceive
Good
you,
day.
Brucey. After all, who know me better than you?
Holly
He's
knows
not
a thing
wrong.
or two outside of Bruce's wheelhouse. And then she ran off to pursue a plant-based diet.
Ouch. Ouch. But like I said, this movie catches the performances of Kevin Conroy as an old man Bruce Wayne and Mark Hamill's Joker to show that these characters have history if you have followed the entire DC animated universe and you grew up with these characters. They know these characters have known each other very long. Terry McGinnis does not know much about the Joker because, like I said, Bruce never told him about him because he doesn't want him involved.
Ah, the new boy. Ears are too long and I missed the cape, but not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
Now, the old Batman kept all his tools conveniently in a belt, and now they're just woven into the whole suit and happen to be whatever's convenient for the plot at the time. This little
the
distraction
future.
is all the Joker needs for his goons to finish picking up the considerably smaller and easier to carry version of that big honking thing in the opening. So, hopping into a spare Jolly Jack escape clown car, a few explosions
Of
and falling
course.
civilians help to keep the Batman busy while the Joker escapes. This has shaken up the old man who refuses to tell anything to his young protege. Undeterred, Terry tracks down Barbara Gordon, played by Angie Harmon, and she tells him to drop the subject just the same. Seems they've been
Doesn't
keeping the
want
new
him
Bat in the
involved.
dark this whole time.
It's funny. I know about all your other major enemies, but you never mention him.
Terry,
There's a
You
reason.
were standing next to a giant Joker playing card.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
really
funny.
think it's his fault that you were in the dark this long. At least until this point, where Bruce is very keen on refusing to explain his position, his fear, and in fact, doesn't even want Terry to be Batman anymore, saying he's avenged his father, he doesn't have to, and therefore, he shouldn't. Terry disagrees, though.
Every time I put on that suit, it's my chance to help people who are in trouble. I guess on a personal level, it's a chance to look like a worthwhile human being again.
Ow, you look like a toddler in their jammy jams. It's no wonder you only ever go out at night. Who'd want to be seen in public dressed like that? Brucey fires him all the same, which manages to give the lad enough free time to showcase his family members.
Bruce is doing this not to be a jerk. He's trying to keep Terry safe. He doesn't want Terry to suffer what the Bat family has suffered through, what this Joker has done to him. Also, Matt McGinnis, in the comics, this kid, Terry's little brother, in the comics, he becomes the new Robin. Funny how that works.
Little brother Matt, played by Ryan O'Donoghue, and their mother Mary, played by Terry Garr. Family dynamics are great, but the real bonus
It's like
is
a real
that we get
family.
more scenes with Terry and Dana.
The bad news is, for the time being, I'm not gonna have much money coming in. The good news is, you have me all to yourself.
Boys about to learn real quick how much that first part matters. Sadly, that day will not be today. The Jokers are swooping in, grabbing Dana right around the same time the Joker swoops in, going for the real treasure.
I remember
but we're
this.
going to have to leave that little spat off screen as Terry breaks into one of those little action scenes that kids these days can't get enough of.
How did
Saving
how
Dana
did
from the
Joker know
Jokers
who
before
Terry
knocking over the
McGinnis'
club's enormous
secret identity
lava lamp,
is?
washing that problem away. So Dana is taken to the hospital, and Terry's heading back to the Batcave. It would seem that relieving him of his duties did nothing to keep Terry safe, but at the very least, he's doing better than Bruce is.
In case you wondered, in case you didn't notice, and I don't know if Joker didn't know this was a coincidence, because he noticed this is the same way how his father died, by that guy who works for Blight, that Terry got his revenge on. Found out his father died and was killed by a bunch of Jokers, even though his Blight's assistant with the eyes. He spray painted "ha ha ha" all over his father's house and found his father's dead body. So what a coincidence that the Joker did the same thing, except he actually did spray. He actually is a Joker and tried to do the same thing to Batman, who is his. Spoiler alert. Bruce Wayne is Terry McGinnis' son. Bruce Wayne is Terry McGinnis' father. That's what I'm trying to say. Bruce Wayne is the father of Terry McGinnis due to Amanda Waller took a sample of Bruce Wayne's DNA and gave it to Mr. McGinnis, and genetic. So basically, father and son. Terry has two dads. One of them was killed, and the other one is an old man who happens to be Batman. He's his own person. Terry is his own person. He became his own Batman because he was never a sidekick.
Stricken with the Joker toxin, ready to laugh himself to death. Not at all unlike taking some medication and then putting on a playlist of CS188 videos. Unfortunately, the old bat just so happened
Very
to
funny.
have some handy-dandy Joker anti-toxin, just in case, and is on the road to recovery.
Always be prepared.
But while he is bedridden, that does mean that Mr. Price is still acting CEO for the time being.
Not every creep in Gotham wears a purple suit.
It'd make my job simpler if they did.
I do believe this shade is closer to eminence, thank you very much. And I don't get the attitude. I haven't done anything to warrant such disdain. I'm a good boy. I have been doing so well, I think personally. You should all like this video right now. And if you haven't, subscribe.
I already have.
I mean, you wouldn't want to miss the chance to do that and have something happen later.
Okay, no.
Considering the Batcave was attacked directly,
Plus, the color purple
and
represents
Terry
royalty.
was attacked without even
I see why the
needing that
Joker wore
silly
it.
outfit. It would appear that he's in it whether they like it or not. With that in mind, it's Tim Drake, played by Matthew.
Tim Drake, hands down, one of my favorite Robins. He's my favorite. He's my number one favorite Robin. The second is Damian Wayne because of the Earth 52 universe animated movie of Damien, where we actually see this arrogant little brat grow up to be a decent human being. And he learns humility and learns how to be a human. And I actually like that side of Damien, that he able to grow. We see that version of Damien grow up. But Tim Drake, this version of Tim Drake is my favorite Tim Drake. Sadly, though, we can't say the same thing what the comics are doing with him. They are ruining this character because nowadays DC does not give a crap about Tim Drake. They only see Damian Wayne, Jason Todd, or Nightwing. They don't care about Tim Drake. They just make him the let's just say add their political views and change his life around and made him pathetic.
Matthew Valencia. Not that the child needed much convincing. He loved playing dress up and fighting crime.
That evens things up a little.
Not really, bird boy.
Oh boy. Harley Quinn.
A weakness to be exploited for sure, as the woman he rescued in the nick of time just so happened to be the original and still the best Harley Quinn, played by Arlene Sorkin.
Yep, she is still my favorite voice for Harley Quinn. She is still my favorite voice for Harley Quinn till this day. No offense to Tara Strong. You are talented and gifted, and I like your voice role as Raven from Teen Titans. Although you are somewhat the current voice for Harley Quinn nowadays, I still miss the OG.
Who has continued to play the role in oh so many cartoons and video games. This put him right into the clutches of yours truly, the Joker. But the Bats were doing their best to find him.
Night after night, we scoured the city, running down every lead.
Oh yes, Barbara, check with the local prostitutes. It's no wonder people think that Batman is the greatest detective alive with him standing next to you. Weeks later, and the Bats still haven't figured it out, so little clue was left for them to check that big, always important asylum they've got in Gotham. Oh sure, it's out of commission, broken down, but...
Yeah, Arkham Asylum during that time was abandoned, shut down for good. The fact that the Joker is like, okay, Bats is taking too long. Let me leave some hints for him to let him know where your boy is at.
Still the perfect place for a reunion, wouldn't you say? But while the Batman came through the front door properly, Batgirl hid in the shadows. Oh, but what's behind the curtain?
No peeking.
And I will give the Batman this much. He is a professional. He knows you do not interrupt the supervillain when he's about to spill all the beans to the audience. So what's the insidious inspiration for this scheme? Why, that bothersome mortality, of course, and the the need to pass the torch to a whole new generation of troublemakers.
But rather than go through all the joy of childbirth, we decided to adopt.
We couldn't do it legally, but then we remembered you always had a few spare kids hanging around.
Wow. As Harley Quinn wants to, can't do it the fun, Harley and Joker don't want to do it the fun way as much as they want to. Harley Quinn doesn't want to go through the childbirth process, and they can't adopt a child legally because they're criminals. So they decided to kidnap one of Batman's boys.
As you might have guessed, the Joker has a penchant for all things green and would not pass up the opportunity to reset.
Yes, he would. And also, but Jason Todd doesn't exist. Oh, he does. In the comics, the current comic books for the DC animated universe, Jason Todd does exist in a different, unique way, fit in this world, and it's surprisingly impressive.
Cycle. So where is Robin? Torn down and metamorphosized into dear little JJ. But you can't please everyone, and the Batman attacks Joker, resulting in a chase while Batgirl flies in to fight Harley over the fate of the little one, played by Andrea Romano. The fight spills outside into the rainy night, and a few bazooka shots later, they're both falling down a perilous pit, and only Batgirl can save them. Oh, sure, the Bats don't kill, they're just selectively bad at rescuing people every now and again. The Batman looks confused at this point.
They tried their best to save, but that one little slip up that caused the villain to die to their fall to their doom. They tried to save them. Ah, man. That is true. That does happen sometimes in the Bat family.
Probably wondering how it all came to this, so Joker explains it. Every single gruesome detail. It's amazing just what you can accomplish with but a few thousand volts of electricity. Not only did the kid mold into quite the successful Joker Jr., but he spilled all the Batman's secrets. How he's Bruce Wayne, a pathetic, broken man playing dress-up because he can't get over his dead parents.
Wow.
It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. No, what the heck,
You'll laugh anyway.
I mean, come on, Bruce. I've lost both my parents, grandparents, extended family, friends, and more, and I can still manage to put a smile on my face.
Dark.
This pushes the Batman over the edge, attacking Joker relentlessly. Oh, wait, scratch that. He still doesn't have the gusto to actually finish the job. Unlike the Joker over here, killing is perfectly within reason for the unreasonable.
And throughout all this, even though Joker knows who Batman is, that he's Bruce Wayne, Joker doesn't care. He still calls him Batman because in the Joker's mindset, that's what he know him as. Batman. He's not Bruce Wayne. He's always been Batman.
And what better way to prove that Robin has completely turned than to let dear little JJ be the one to take Bruce's life?
That's not funny. That's not...
Another scene that was changed in the PG
yes,
cut of the movie.
This was censored.
In this one, the Joker is shot and dies on screen. But in the censored version, JJ never shoots him. He just gives him a little push into some water and a bundle of wires, and then he slips and flips a switch, and then it screams of agony as electricity fries him to death off screen.
I feel like that's way more darker. That in the censored version, Joker gets electrocuted through the water and wires because he accidentally slipped. And I think in a comedic way, in the Joker's mindset, like he slipped on a banana peel, and they don't. And we cut to where Barbara is trying to reach to where they are, and you hear the Joker's final death scream that he died and electrocuted,
which is arguably even more disturbing.
Yes, it is.
After this, Tim was back to normal.
More disturbing.
After a few years of therapy, and the little dysfunctional Bat family finally broke up.
According to the original, Tim Drake got his mindset thanks to Leslie Tompkins, who is the old lady who does with the medical injuries and the mental help for the Bat family. If you watch the Batman the Animated Series, yeah, Leslie Tompkins, she knows Batman is Bruce Wayne way when Dick Grayson was Robin. She's been a doctor and a supporting character for the Batman. Yes, she's been there. She along with Alfred and Lucius Fox, they know Bruce Wayne is Batman. Of course, Alfred knows. He's the first.
Don't say the Joker never did a good deed in his life.
I'm assuming his girlfriend bought it too.
We never found her body, but I doubt she'd be starting trouble now.
Granted, but bad guys don't just flicker out of existence for convenient cleanup.
That is true.
That's the story. The Joker's dead. Tim quit being Robin and became a communications engineer. No leads. Or are there? Terry figures Tim is at least worth questioning, but Tim, played by Dean Stockwell, swears he's got nothing to do with anything. Tim learned about the attack on the news just like everyone else. Besides, he has no motive, no ill wishes for Bruce whatsoever.
Bruce probably did me a favor. In the end, I was so sick of it, I never wanted to see that stupid Robin suit again.
Though that likely has less to do with the working conditions and more with the gaudy tights and Speedo. Drake ruled out, there's one more lead on the bat radar, Mr. Price. He's living up his position on the company yacht, but who he thought was his companion for the night turned out to be the Jokers, as he did make a deal with them to take out Wayne in exchange for the parts. But there's a little thing about dealing with the big clown in town that he didn't remember to take into account.
The big guy who originally put us all in contact has decided you're a loose end.
And loose ends should be tied up.
Well,
okay.
Good news, this clears his name.
Yeah. They try to trick the audience that this businessman is the Joker, but because they're voiced by the same guy, Mark Hamill. You can't throw. I had a feeling it can't be him. It's too obvious.
Sadly, though, the Batman is right there and manages to fly Price to safety before the latest toy can fully fire up. A satellite laser that annihilates the yacht. Certainly hope Price was really the only one on that thing. He's happy to have
I
Batman
hope Price
around,
isn't on that thing.
Up until the
It's
Bat
the only
drops
one.
off in front of the police and presents the recording of Price admitting to that assassination attempt against Bruce.
I want my lawyer.
I think the commissioner'd like to hear this too. Night.
Yes, the salute.
The
More than a
respect.
little odd considering Batman isn't exactly popular with the police in Batman Beyond. What are the odds he
not
just
really.
happened to run into the one badge who's a big fan?
Yeah, Batman Beyond, Terry's beginners isn't too popular with the police. The police usually do not like Batman, but I guess he earned enough respect for the police, for the department.
But with Price ruled out, that leaves Terry with absolutely no leads, which means it's time for it all to start to click together. The ransacked Batcave was smashed up, but the Robin costume was the one that got it the worst. Assuming that it is Tim Drake, if we take all the stolen gear and make something that a communications engineer would know how to use...
Satellite jamming system. Whoever uses this can access satellite defense systems and fire them at will.
And if Saints Row has taught me anything, it pays
Why
to be
would
the
you?
head of
Why
a
would you
gang
have that
with
around?
orbital
Why not
strike
destroy that
capabilities.
technology?
Now that Tim has shot back up the prime suspect, Terry takes to the skies. He brings the doggy along too, as Ace loves going on rides. But when it comes time to confront the traitor...
Don't pretend you didn't hear me.
Hologram decoy.
What did you expect, Batsy? Dean Stockwell did play Al on Quantum Leap. Though you're probably too young for that. This is a classic laser trap, giving the Joker the chance to congratulate Batman on a job well done. Tim works for Joker, and he's got a satellite laser ready to protect Gotham City EDF style.
Yep.
Obviously a problem for Batman, who deftly escapes the laser death trap before remembering that maybe he should Google the location of Jolly Jack, that old candy factory emblazoned on the side of Joker's getaway vehicle days ago. But Joker can't just let him have a leisurely ride to his destination. Besides, they've got the actual animator of the orbital laser scene from Akira, and need to answer what, if they didn't have an opening credits
They
animation,
actually got the
did
animator
budget
who
get
did
dumped
that.
into?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
You know, Ace. You know. Oh, those poor cars.
We'll just assume that that stretch of Gotham was conveniently evacuated.
Yeah, let's just say they're evacuated. Also, those poor cars. I'm sure people are going to be angry when they find out their car just got destroyed by a satellite death laser.
Unable to handle the fun, Joker cuts the call short, and the laser disengages. That means Batman can make it to Jolly Jack. Oh, but there's still those pesky Jokers to deal with. Not to worry, barely any movie left. Choco can get knocked down by the Batmobile, Ace can take out Wolf, Batman can knock out Ghoul, and the Dee-Dees can just take each other out. Upon entering the factory, seems that Joker's nowhere to be found. Just Tim Drake.
Joker's gone. I don't know where he is, really.
The suit sensors aren't picking up any pulse fluctuations. He's telling the truth.
I don't think that suit function has ever come up before now. Or ever comes up again.
This bat
But a
suit
show was
is highly
convenient, wasn't
advanced.
it? Tim might be honest, but he's not exactly...
Fun fact, do you think give me a question. Do you think Bruce Wayne should, the Batman Beyond suit, should have made a Batman Beyond suit earlier to join the Justice League while he's working with the Justice League to help keep up with the heavy hitters? is this suit is highly advanced. Back when he had his prime, I know he wore it in the first episode of Batman Beyond, but he was having heart problems when he wore the Batman Beyond suit. And this suit is so cool. I still love this suit, and seeing how Terry McGinnis wearing it, it still looks cool. And when Terry McGinnis wears it, the bat symbol was a lot bigger. But when Terry gets older in Justice League Unlimited, the bat symbol is smaller. I always like the bigger bat symbol for Terry. It fits him well.
Exactly stable, still unable to get over having killed the Joker, haunted by the idea that being a killer makes him just the same as the Joker. Which is just silly. That won't make him like the Joker. However, throwing a stun lock on Batman before shortly transforming into the Joker, yeah, that'll do it. It's a good thing Batman's stunned too, because that gives the Joker plenty of time to explain everything. Yes.
The reveal of this of Terry McGinnis, when Terry finds out that Tim Drake is the Joker, people thought, is this canon to the comic books? No, it only canon to this show, even though I grew up with the TV shows back then, because I didn't have access to a comic book store when I was a little kid. And I really love the DC animated universe. And learning this from the comic books that it didn't happen, that Tim Drake wasn't the Joker in the future, I'm like, okay, I learned about, multiple universes. Got it.
Again, you see.
Utilizing cutting-edge genetics technology, which I had pinched here and there, I encoded my DNA on a microchip.
Hey, if the Batman can pull whatever is convenient for the plot out of his not-utility belt, the Joker can do the same.
Of course he can.
Said chip was implanted right into
Joker's
Tim Drake, and over the
Joker's
years,
insane, but not stupid. He's just as smart. People forget that.
And is just about ready to take complete control. This calls for a celebration. Lasers for everyone. The girlfriend, the family, Wayne Manor, doesn't matter. The giant death laser will take them all out in no time. Nothing can stop him now. I mean, unless the dog just runs in, distracting the Joker, resulting in a scuffle where the Joy Buzzer fries the equipment, setting it off prematurely and completely out of control.
Oh, good. The beam's headed here. Now I'll have to start all over again. Thanks for wrecking everything, kid. See you around.
And we'll just assume that this line of buildings in the way to Jolly Jack has been conveniently evacuated just minutes ago. But Batman isn't planning on going anywhere and begins to fight the Joker. However, a combination of the fact that the Joker is Tim Drake, trained in the Batman fighting styles, and the animation choreography is pretty impressive, means that Batman can't just pound the clown into...
Yeah, back in the original Joker can fight. He knows how to throw hands. Joker knows how to fight. It's just the problem is, for the Joker, Batman is a better fighter. He mastered everything, while Joker only knows how to fight in his own way. He's a street fighter. And combine that with Batman training with Tim Drake, that wouldn't make him dangerous. That would make Joker dangerous. But Terry McGinnis have other ways to face him.
The confetti. But Terry is a sharp one, and tries an angle the Joker has never had to contend with before. A Batman who won't shut up.
That's what makes Terry McGinnis does not take the Joker seriously. This is why Bruce Wayne, Superman, the Justice League, the Bat Family, Gotham City, they had a hard time taking down the Joker. But Terry McGinnis, he never took him seriously because he's not a Joker's not a Terry McGinnis villain. He's a Bruce Wayne villain. To Terry McGinnis, the Joker is a joke to him. And despite how dangerous he is, Terry's like, you guys are scared of this man? Seriously? And he's a Batman. He's not. And like I said, Terry McGinnis was never a Robin. He was a Batman, his own Batman. Even though people saying Bruce Wayne can only be Batman, Terry McGinnis is a Batman in his own way. He may not be the OG, but he's his own version. And that's what Joker cannot stand a chance against. And I love every part about that.
So you fell in a tank of acid, got your skin bleached, then decided to become a supervillain. What? You couldn't get work as a rodeo clown?
Oh, no, but I did have a brief spat as a thousand time. Eventually, the laughing and taunting push Joker over the edge, and he attacks recklessly, putting his guard down just long enough for the Batman to turn the joy buzzer on the Joker, frying away the microchip, killing the Joker, but leaving Tim Drake intact. So,
Terry McGinnis, to this day, is one of the few Batmen who has taken down the Joker permanently once and for all, erasing any trace of the Joker whatsoever.
now it's just time to wrap
One
up
of the-
loose ends. The satellite
While
laser
saving a
destroys
life.
the controls, shutting itself down and flying off into space, just for good measure. And even the DDs don't spend too much time behind bars, having their grandmother pay bail.
Ow! Break a grandmother's heart! I hope they throw the book at you!
Oh, shut up, Nana Harley.
They're always finding new ways to get rid of the Joker, and yet
Nanny
Harley
Harley.
just keeps going. And of course, Tim is recovering just fine now that his Joker chip has been destroyed. Bruce has even shown up to give support and restore lost ties. But before he does, there's one last thing he has to tell Terry.
It's not Batman that makes you worthwhile. It's the other way around. Never tell yourself anything different.
And that
You're right.
is why people are mourning their favorite comic book hero. With the loss of Kevin Conroy, it wasn't just him that passed. It was the Batman. His Batman.
Yeah, the OG, the best Batman. I met Kevin Conroy at a convention when I was with my uncle, because my car broke down. I would have gone there myself. I wanted to let him know what does it take to be a voice actor, because I tell him an inspiration. I was so caught up, my uncle rushing me to leave and go, because well, he's not really my uncle, my cousin's uncle, my cousin's father. He kept rushing me and pestering me we gotta go early. And just when I just met Kevin Conroy, I wanted to tell him that he does an amazing job. And it was a great moment. I took a picture of him. I was dressed in a Spider-Man suit when I was young, but hey, I really appreciate the work. And that was the only and last time I ever met Kevin Conroy. And he was an inspiration. He was Batman. He was the Batman. He was the voice of Batman for me throughout my childhood. His Batman throughout the Batman the Animated Series was the one I grew up with. Whenever I hear Batman, I think of Kevin's voice. And that doesn't mean I dismiss the other voices of Batman, because I do like the other voices of Batman. They have their own twist. Why I like Bruno Romano from The Batman. I like his Batman because he wasn't trying to copy Kevin Conroy. He was being his own thing. And Michael Keaton. He's the one who started the whole. Michael Keaton from the Batman '89. That movie is the reason why the Batman the Animated Series exists, and people don't care about Michael Keaton. Well, now they do, because they like the live action Michael Keaton Batman. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have as Batman. And Kevin Conroy was the voice for it. We're all gonna miss him, and he understood the character. He made this character understandable. One of the best DC characters to this day. It's the same with Christopher Reeves as Superman. He was the best live action Superman for Christopher Reeves. He captures the personality, the character. And Tim Daly was the voice of Superman for me, next to George Newmar. And the rest of the DC animated universe, their voices were fit well for these characters for me. And Kevin Conroy, who passed away, I'm going to miss him. And I'm sorry, Mark Hamill as the Joker, I'm sorry for him, because he's never going to voice the Joker, because he only voiced Joker if Kevin Conroy is going to be voicing Batman in any way. And we'll never hear Mark Hamill voice Joker ever again. And because his best friend, Kevin, left. And I understand that. And I don't like it when people get disrespectful, saying they want this voice actor to play their Joker. And he said no, they said no. You should respect that. Sorry, I got too real, but that's just the truth. I'm going to miss Kevin Conroy, and I'm going to miss Mark Hamill's performance. But I gotta respect their wishes. And I hope the people do as well. Let's continue.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to the legend.
On a lighter note, that was Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. And oh, it was a barrel of laughs.
Yes, it was.
Batman Beyond was such a fun take on Batman, thrown so far in the future that Gotham is nigh unrecognizable, and all the old guard have moved on in one way or another, leading to new tales that don't get bogged down on the same old Batman formula. And the one chance they have to make a movie, they make it all about the Joker. But as it's such a departure from the norm in Batman Beyond, the mystery of the tale is not just what exactly the Joker plans to do, but just how the clown returned in the first place. But that's not all. On top of that, Terry is kept in the dark about the past, and it becomes another mystery stacked on the rest. What was the fate of the Joker, and why is Bruce so sure he's dead? Now, while I can gush all day about the movie's high points, we must acknowledge that it is certainly far from perfect. A straight-to-video movie of a kid's Saturday morning cartoon. While it has some great moments in animation, most of it is par for the course at best. And don't forget the opening credits. I can tell you being a plain black screen makes it feel a lot longer than it is.
A bit,
Strangely, you could say that about the entire movie, and not in a bad way. At merely an hour long, it feels much meatier than it is. Jam-packed with important dialogue and meaningful events, left and right, something is always happening, and it matters. When it's all said and done, Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker is a must-see for fans of the series, and I dare say that it's worth checking out even for the uninitiated.
Same here. Go check it out if you have not seen this movie. It's one of the best Batman movies in animated.
Bumbling
Not everything has to be live action. Animated movies can do better than live action.
It's nice to see how Terry McGinnis showed everyone that you could be Batman and you didn't have to be Bruce Wayne to do it.
Yeah. You can be Batman and you don't have to be Bruce Wayne, like he said. And Terry McGinnis is one of those characters, and one of the best characters. Way better than Timothy Fox in the DC DC Frontier's Future State comics. Lucius Fox has two sons named Tim Fox, being the new Batman, being Batman in New York City, and a more brutal, murderous Batman. I didn't like that.
She was a clone of the guy and ruined it.
Yeah.
But thank you all for watching. I have been Joker Shado, and remember, I'm only laughing on the outside. My smile is only skin deep. If you could see inside, I'm crying. Perhaps you'll join me for a weep.
Jack Nicholson's Joker line. I like that.
If you don't like the movie, I've got slides.
A wonderful show, if I do say so myself. Very much worth a like. Hint, hint. And if it's
I already liked it. I already liked the video, dude.
Cartoon movies you are interested in, well, you are in luck. I happen to review Batman Ninja. It's exactly what it sounds like. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
I remember that one.
You could always choose the algorithmically selected recommended video if you are just safe about your choices.
Okay, I get it. I'll check it out. Oh, that was Batman Beyond, The Return of the Joker review by Decker Shado. I hope you enjoyed this reaction video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, Nevin Punzo, for requesting this. What were your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, take care, have a great day, be safe, and most importantly, stay frosty and stay healthy out there. Catch you all later, and make sure to wash your hands. Rest in peace to Kevin Conroy, the best voice of Batman. The Batman. Our Batman.
Special shout out to my following Patreons: Mario L. Lorobius, Jay the Real McCoy, Delgato Ulof, Daniel, Zach Cow, Bossmaker, Levin Punzel, Curtis Wildcat, and Matthew Hensley. I appreciate your support. You guys are amazing, and if you guys want to be a member, you know what to do. Follow the description of being a Patreon member. Take care, and I look forward to see you in the next video.
He's an asshole.